Basketball season is officially over and football season is so close to being back. I am so excited to see the Washington Commanders this year, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today, Seatgeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, Seatgeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on Seatgeek, including concerts, festivals, sports, and more. The NFL schedule just came out, which means football is around the corner. Plus, the MLB is back in the Club World Cup. I love using SeatGeek. Anytime I need to find some tickets, I'm not about to sit here and go through multiple ticketing apps. I'm just gonna go to one app, which is SeatGeek, and I'm gonna go find the best price. So SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated from 1 through 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code JankyRondo to get 10% off your next purchase. That's 10% off of any ticket that you want to buy off SeatGeek. Make sure you click the link in the description so you can automatically download the app and it's just gonna be there. What it do, YouTube, man? It's your boy, JankyRondo, coming back at y'all with another reaction video, bro. Now look, hey man, look, we got a rare occasion of me reacting and doing a video on YouTube without it being on live stream, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all, look, football season is coming up. So if y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, stay in tune with all the collaborations we doing with the NFL, college football, etc. Everything will be live on Twitch, bro, respectfully, bro. So don't miss out because you want us to be stuck on YouTube. Go to Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to bro, JankyRondo. Hey, but look, man, hey, today we got meet the most unstoppable NFL player ever. Obviously, man, it's obviously Aaron Donald, bro. Hey, y'all can talk to me in the comments and tell me like who y'all honestly think who's the best dominant defensive player of all time. I know the OGs, they gonna say Lawrence Taylor. Some people might say Ray Lewis. I don't know, but hey, y'all comment and let me know what y'all think. Shout out to bro. Hey man, y'all make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe, turn the notification button on, bro. Let's get into the video. Let's get into it, man.
Donald was unstoppable. From 2018 to 2023, he was double teamed on over 40% of his pass rushes, but he.
That don't even sound right. Hold on, my bad. That's my last pause, but that don't even sound right.
Into 2023, he was double teamed on over 40% of his pass rushes, but he still created 117 pressures while being during that stretch, an absurd 33 more than the next closest.
That don't even sound right.
Quarterbacks panic.
I'm gonna talk to you three. I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
Offensive lines collapse, and fans, well, they just watch the chaos unfold. Donald wasn't just strong. He was explosive, smart, and he played like the quarterback personally insulted him before.
Damn!
Hey, be smart. I almost threw. Be smarter than that. Don't throw him down.
And this was a guy who was once told that he was.
And that's why the NFL is getting soft now. That's why that's it. Exactly right, they're getting soft now. Talking about some don't throw him. Like what?
Too short, too light, and didn't fit the mold of an interior defensive lineman. Now, he's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, a Super Bowl champ, and a future Hall of Famer. But how did he become the most unstoppable defensive player the league has ever seen? And why did he leave the game while he was still so dominant? Aaron wasn't born a Terminator. In fact, as a kid, he was a bit on the lazy side. He liked sleeping in, he ate too much junk food, and his brother even described him as
short but stumpy. And he didn't have no height to him. He kind of blew up out of nowhere height-wise.
But all that changed when he hit 12 years old, and his dad decided it was time to toughen him up. Every morning at 4:30 a.m., they'd hit the basement gym together. It wasn't fancy, just some weights and old equipment, but they trained like it was a pro facility.
And I just want to say that right now, me personally, JankyRondo, my PR is, you know what I'm saying, I bench 645 with 5 reps. Shout out to bro, I'm not lying. Dead serious.
So by the time he was playing football at Penn Hills High School, Aaron
was nobody called you.
Sure, he wasn't the biggest.
Damn, that boy had no swag.
Elite measurables coaches drool over, but he loved the game. He studied film like a pro. He hit the weight room like it was his job. And he started wrecking offensive lines with a rare blend of speed, power, and relentless
effort. All right, okay. The ball is losing. Why the video like is like 19, 20?
By the end of Aaron's high school career, though, he was considered a 3-star recruit.
Only 3?
On paper. But paper never told the full story with Aaron Donald. And because of that, he had no buzz with the powerhouse schools. And no hype. So Aaron decided to stay local, committing to Pitt. As a freshman, he got on the field early, which is rare for a defensive tackle. And by the time he was a sophomore, he was already making noise. Double-digit tackles for loss, multiple sacks.
Damn!
Coaches started to realize, this guy, he's different. But it was his senior year in 2013 that changed everything. 59 tackles, 28.5 tackles for loss, 11 sacks. One of the most
What?
59 tackles, 28 and a half
Bro,
tackles.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey,
11
look, OGs, man. Look, I know y'all got a cold case of Lawrence Taylor, man, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. I ain't never watched Lawrence Taylor tape a day in my life, but look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Aaron Donald, man, this is different. This is in college. We ain't even get to NFL stats yet, like. Jeez Louise.
One of the most dominant defensive tackle seasons of all time. And that season, he won
like a man child.
Every major defensive award. The Bronco Nagurski Trophy, the Chuck Bednarik Award, the Lombardi Award, and the Outland Trophy. At this point, you would think NFL scouts couldn't ignore him. But it was the same old story. Too short, too small, not your prototype defensive tackle. In fact, he was given a prospect grade of 5.90, meaning he was projected to be an average backup or special teamer at best.
What?
But then came the NFL Combine, where Donald ran a 4.68 40-yard dash, put up 35 bench press reps, and showed off freaky agility in the shuttle drills. He ended the Combine as the #1 rated defensive tackle in both production and athleticism score. Because of that, there was one man who was really interested in Donald, Ram defensive line coach Mike Waffle. So,
with the 13th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Aaron Donald.
The St. Louis Rams took a chance on the underside.
Better than me, I would have took him top 2.
But it was a strange pick, because the Rams already had 2 solid D tackles in Michael Brockers and Kendall Langford. However, by midseason, Aaron had shown that he deserved 18 tackles for loss.
A goddamn bass boost and a goddamn sound.
As a rookie. And it wasn't just about the stats either. When you watch the film, you could see it. He was bullying grown men.
Just throw Marshawn Lynch.
And forcing offenses to change their protection schemes. Quarterbacks started rushing throws, and offensive coordinators had to game plan around a rookie. By the end of the year, there was no debate. Aaron Donald was the real deal. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year, made the Pro Bowl, and was already being talked about as one of the most dangerous players in the league.
Is it fair to compare Donald to NFL legend, Hall of Famer, LT?
He's better.
Lawrence Taylor?
I kind of think it is.
He's better.
But for Donald, this was just the warm-up. In his first game of the sophomore campaign, he had 2 sacks and 9 total tackles against the Seahawks. That year, Donald racked up 11 sacks, 22 tackles for loss, and made his 2nd straight Pro Bowl. The Rams were struggling, but Donald was turning into every O-lineman's
He getting held right. He better act on
getting embarrassed. Centers couldn't slow him down, and double
teams
treated him like practice drills. In 2016, Donald would face a new challenge. The Rams announced they were leaving St. Louis and moving back to Los Angeles.
I'm very sad to see him go. I mean,
it was already in Los Angeles.
I've been a huge Rams fan my whole life. My dad's been season ticket holder 20 years.
A new city, new fans, and a lot of new pressure.
Hey, Los Angeles, are you ready for some football?
But even through all that noise, Donald stayed.
We gotta have a talk, bro. Hey, LA. I ain't even trying to be funny, bro. Like, I respect y'all fan, but y'all fan base kind of suck, bro. And I'm only saying this, bro. It's because, like, every time y'all play I don't know if anybody else peep, but every time they play San Francisco, like the 49ers, bro, in LA, not in San Fran, but in LA at the Rams home, bro, the whole stadium is goddamn red. So it's like, bro, like, where is y'all fans at? It's like the 49ers, they bombard the goddamn SoFi Stadium every time they play. So it's like, I guess that comes with transitioning to another city. So I mean, they might pack up and go back to St. Louis. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Locked in. He finished 2016 with 8 sacks, 17 tackles for loss, and led all interior defenders in QB pressures again. By now, scouts, fans, and teams were starting to realize that Aaron Donald might just be the best defensive player in football. So naturally, you'd think the Rams would lock him up with a big contract, right? Yeah, no. Donald wanted to get paid like the best defender in football, and honestly, he had every right to ask for it.
Literally.
The Rams didn't budge, so he held out, skipped all of training camp.
The Rams' contract dispute with defensive lineman Aaron Donald appears likely to spill over into the regular season.
And I don't get that, my bad. But like y'all talk to me, bro, and y'all let me know in the comments if y'all feel how I feel, bro. If you a GM and you clearly got somebody on your team that is maybe like, well, in Aaron Donald's case, top 2 in the league, isn't that like a hey, here, take my money? Ain't that shouldn't that be the easiest contract you should be giving out of like every player, bro? Like, I don't get it. I don't get NFL GMs when it comes to that, bro. Like, do like Aaron Donald, you letting Aaron Donald do a holdout, bro? Like, that's a blank check. Like, just give it to him. He earned it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Supreme challenge to come up with a defense that can be
close to what it would have been had Aaron Donald been there.
But then he decided that if the Rams weren't willing to pay him, holding out wouldn't help. He'd have to bet on himself and prove his worth on the field. And when he returned in week 2 of 2017, it was like he never left. Donald exploded that season. He finished with 11 sacks, 27 QB hits, and a ridiculous 91 pressures, more than any other interior lineman by a mile. And remember, he was doing that from the inside while having to face double teams every single week. He wrecked games. He ended drives before they even started. Quarterbacks looked terrified in the pocket. And on top of that, the Rams finally turned the corner. First-year coach Sean McVay showed up. Jared Goff actually looked like the superstar he was expected to be when the Rams drafted him #1 overall a year ago, and the Rams went 11-5, making the playoffs for the first time in over a decade.
They are the words fans have waited years to hear. The LA Rams in the playoffs.
And Donald was the heart of that turnaround. By the end of the season, there was no debate. He was named Defensive Player of the Year. And after a season like that, the Rams finally came to their senses, giving Donald a 6-year, $135 million contract extension with $87 million guaranteed.
The Rams just made Aaron Donald the highest paid defensive player in NFL history.
Now, when most players get that kind of money, they get comfortable. They coast. They lose the hunger they once had. But not Aaron Donald. He got the bag and then turned around and had the most dominant season of his career.
Pressure again. And a sack.
That's the same way he tackled Tom Brady, but they was about to call a penalty on him.
He had the most dominant season any defensive tackle.
He took the ball out of his hand.
Midway through the 2018 season, dominant.
Go back! Nah, that's crazy, bro. Go back. He took the ball out of his hands mid-play. Was that CMC?
He had the most dominant season any defensive tackle has ever had. Midway through the 2018 season, he went on a stretch where he had 9.5 sacks in 5 games. And he wasn't racking those up against scrubs either. He was blowing up Pro Bowl linemen like they were traffic cones. He finished 2018 with 20.5 sacks, which is insane production on its own. But when you remember that he was playing defensive tackle, not edge rusher, that number is even crazier. Aaron set an all-time NFL record for sacks by an interior lineman. He also racked up 41 QB hits, 25 tackles for loss, and 4 forced fumbles. He was practically living in the backfield. But here's the even more insane part. Donald was double-teamed over 40% of his pass rushes, a trend that would continue all the way to 2023.
Get one-on-one. One-on-one, migo, huh?
Teams were throwing everything at him. Guards, centers, chip blocks, extra protection, and he was still winning, constantly.
Keenum in trouble. Deep trouble.
By the end of the season, Aaron Donald was, once again, no debate, the Defensive Player of the Year. He became one of only 3 players to ever win the award 2 years in a row, right alongside J.J. Watt and Lawrence Taylor. And while Donald was going nuclear, the Rams were also finding success. With Sean McVay calling plays, Jared Goff slinging it, and Todd Gurley in MVP form, the Rams finished the regular season at 13-3.
Rams ruined Todd Gurley.
They battled their way through the playoffs and reached the biggest stage, Super Bowl 53. Donald and the Rams defense showed up, holding Tom Brady and the Patriots to just 13 points all game. But somehow that wasn't enough, because the Rams offense put up just 3 points, losing the game 13-3. Aaron's daughter was devastated because she didn't get to play in the confetti. And in that moment, Donald felt like he had let her down, and he promised her that he would never let that happen again. But in 2019, the Rams regressed, finishing just 9-7 and missing the playoffs entirely.
There's a little regress, not crazy. Conversation about just how bad the Rams have been this year. This is a team that was in the Super Bowl a year ago, that at this point last year looked like the best team in football. Their offense doesn't look right. The quarterback got paid. He doesn't look right. The defense doesn't look good. What's going on with the Rams?
Donald was still fantastic, finishing the year with 12.5 sacks and making his 5th straight All-Pro first team. But it wasn't enough, so he took his game to another level. He came into 2020 with that same terrifying blend of speed, strength, and technique he'd become known for. And once again, he turned the entire league upside down. Donald finished the season with 13.5 sacks, 28 QB hits, 14 tackles for loss, and 4 forced fumbles. He led the league in total pressures, too. The Rams defense as a whole was elite, with Jalen Ramsey locking down receivers in the secondary and Donald leading the charge up front. They finished as the #1 ranked defense in the NFL, giving up both the fewest points and yards. LA rode their top-ranked defense to a 10-6 with both the fewest points and yards.
We was number 2 and number 3 in the league. Boy, our record was terrible.
yards. LA rode their top-ranked defense to a 10-6 record and returned to the playoffs. But without the offense to back them up, they were bounced in the divisional round by the Green Bay Packers. Donald capped off his insane year by winning his third Defensive Player of the Year award.
This is your third Defensive Player of the Year award, which puts you in company with Lawrence Taylor and J.J. Watt.
And just like that, the debate wasn't, is Aaron Donald the best defensive player in the league?
Aaron Donald is the Michael Jordan of football. The gap between him and the next dude that plays his position is so huge, it's unbelievable.
It was, is Aaron Donald the best defender of his generation or of all time?
We got to stop taking him for granted.
I say all the time,
He's the best defensive player we've ever seen play in this league. Wow. And I know that's saying a lot, but he may be.
But there was still one thing missing from his resume, a Super Bowl ring. The Rams just couldn't seem to get over the hump, and they felt that a change needed to be made at the game's most important position. So, that offseason, they made a blockbuster trade.
Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, and it is monster news. A blockbuster trade in the NFL. Detroit is dealing Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams in exchange for 2 future first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Jared Goff.
The Rams were going all in. And from the moment the season kicked off, Donald played like a man on a mission. He finished with 12.5 sacks, 25 quarterback hits, and over 80 pressures, despite still being double-teamed on nearly every other snap. He set the tone on defense, week in and week out, wrecking pockets, forcing bad throws, and swallowing up the run game.
Where's Aaron Donald left? Tell me when 99's out. Is 99 out? Oh, no, he's right there.
But the stat sheet barely tells the story. You could see his hunger, his leadership, his fire. He wasn't just pushing himself, he was pushing the whole team. New stars came in. Von Miller.
Yes, Von Miller headed to the Rams, a deal with the Broncos in which the Rams gave up more draft picks.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham Jr. just texted Kim Jones, Rams. That is about as done as it gets.
Even Sony Michel. The Rams loaded up for the stretch run. But make no mistake, this was still Aaron Donald's team. And when the playoffs came around, he flipped the switch to full Terminator mode. In the wild card round, he bullied the Cardinals' O-line and rattled Kyler Murray all game long. In the divisional round, the Rams went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady and won.
They almost lost. I ain't even catch you.
Then came the NFC Championship, and the Rams ran into their kryptonite, the San Francisco 49ers. It didn't matter how well LA was playing. When they saw that red and gold across the field, things always seemed to go sideways.
Watch Stafford go deep and picked off.
Going into the NFC Championship game, the 49ers had beaten the Rams 6 straight times.
Damn.
They were the one team LA couldn't seem to figure out. And now, they stood between Aaron Donald and a Super Bowl. When the Rams fell behind 17-7 in the second half, it felt like yet another story of the 49ers winning. But Donald wasn't having it.
You got a name, you. You got a name, everything you got. Everything you got.
He fired him up, and then he led them out to finish the job. In the final minutes, with the Rams up by 3 and the 49ers driving, Donald came through, bullying his way into the backfield and forcing Jimmy Garoppolo into a wild game-ending interception.
Hey, he was going for the ball.
Intercepted.
He was going for the ball too. That's a crazy
part. Just like
that,
the curse was broken. But more importantly, the Rams were heading to Super Bowl 56. After years of waiting to avenge his previous loss in the big game, Donald would finally have his chance. But it wasn't going to be easy.
Aaron Donald is that dude. RC, talk to me. Is it Super Bowl or bust for the LA Rams?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything less is unacceptable. Anything less for the Los Angeles Rams this year is a failure.
The Rams faced the red-hot Cincinnati Bengals, fresh off an insane comeback win over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So, as expected, the Super Bowl was extremely close down the stretch.
Is it me or this Super Bowl kind of like felt weird? I don't know if that makes sense, but this Super Bowl was like, it was like, okay, we watching it, but it just didn't, like, it didn't, I wouldn't say it didn't feel like a Super Bowl, but it just didn't, something just didn't feel right. I ain't finna cap. It was good. It was a decent game. It's like we all knew that the Rams was gonna win, right? If that makes sense. I don't know.
For extended periods.
Heat was on and Donald is right there.
And in the end, it all came down to one
drive. The Bengals
did
this with a bad
the Rams
line,
led by 3, but the Bengals had the ball. With less than a minute left, it was 4th and 1. If Cincinnati converts, they're in field goal range with a shot to tie or win.
Aaron, this is the moment, right now.
It all came down to this.
for the world championship right here. Aaron Donald's going to make a play.
Burrow trying to keep it going, gets spun down, gets it away, and incomplete.
Aaron Donald was on top of the football world. He closed out yet another game, and more importantly, he kept his promise, as his daughter finally got her chance to play in the confetti.
We got to play in the confetti today, and we had some fun. She got some in her hand right now.
After being a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, being selected to All-Pro First Team 7 straight times, and finally winning a Super Bowl, Aaron had nothing left to prove. He was ready to retire. But then Sean McVay gave him a call.
Sean McVay just tapped me on the shoulder. He wanted to know if you were interested in running it back.
Run it back! Run it back!
Just a few months later, the Rams restructured his contract to give him $95 million over 3 years.
He now gets a new contract that, over those same years, can pay him up to $95 million.
Making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
There was no retire. He wasn't going to retire. Come on.
The prime of his career.
That was a negotiation.
But the Rams repeat never happened. Stafford battled elbow issues, Kupp went down with a season-ending injury, and even Donald missed games for the first time in his career after suffering a high ankle sprain. In the 11 games he played, he still put up 5 sacks, 49 tackles, and continued to draw double teams on nearly every snap, as he finished the year with a Pro Bowl selection. But for Aaron Donald, it raised one big question. Was this the end? He'd proven everything, won everything, and now he's dealing with injuries on a losing team. But once again, he didn't walk away.
Run it back! Run it back!
However, this was a completely different Rams team. Jalen Ramsey, gone. Bobby Wagner, gone. Matthew Stafford was healthy again, but no one really knew what to expect from this squad. Some people even said the Rams were rebuilding, but Aaron Donald didn't care. He wasn't there for a farewell tour. He was there to dominate one last time. Donald still looked like that guy. Offenses still double-teamed him at one of the highest rates in the league, and somehow he still found ways to wreck games. He finished the year with 8 sacks, 16 tackles for loss, and 23 QB hits. Far from washed. In fact, he was back on the first All-Pro team for the 8th time in his 10 years in the NFL. But maybe the most impressive part was that he helped lead a young Rams team that no one believed in back to the playoffs. And even though they lost in a heartbreaker to the Lions, it felt like something special was building again in LA. But for Donald, even though he was still as dominant as ever, this was the end.
I remember before we walked in the locker room, giving Sean with a big smile, a big hug. He said, "That's it." I said, "That's it."
And on March 15th, 2024, Aaron Donald officially announced his retirement with a simple message: I'm complete. And honestly,
bro. He did everything, gang.
10 years.
He did everything.
10 Pro Bowls, 8 All-Pros, 3 Defensive Player of the Years.
Hall of Famer.
Rookie of the Year. 2 NFC Championships, 3 NFC West Championships. Went to 2 Super Bowls, won 1, lost 1. I'm complete.
He changed how teams viewed pass rushing from the inside and made defensive tackles who could pressure the quarterback one of the most sought-after assets in football. With Donald on the field, QBs had no pocket to step up into, completely wrecking their game. And he forced offensive coordinators to game plan around just one man, week after week, year after year. And that's what made him different. It wasn't just that he won matchups, it's that he won impossible matchups. Aaron Donald was the rare player who was admired by literally everyone who watched him work.
And you can build that man's statue right now, the greatest of all time.
He was, without a doubt, one of the most unstoppable defensive players of all time. If you enjoyed this video, stick with Blitz, subscribe, and check out.
Hey, man, shout out to Blitz with the W video once again, man. Shout out to Blitz, man. Y'all go sell it to my boy in the chat. Hey, man, that was a hell of a video, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I still say Aaron Donald's the best, me personally. Obviously, I was born in 01. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Aaron Donald play. I didn't get to see LT play. I know it'd be the same, the two. I ain't gonna lie. I low-key might have to make like a... I probably gotta watch LT highlights or something because... Wait, he break my quarterback leg? Hell no, I ain't watching this goddamn highlight. Yep, I'm done. I'll see y'all next video. Make sure you leave a like. I love y'all chat. Follow me on Twitch. And shout out to Bro.